back on schedule. I'll be sort of quiet the first 5 minutes because I'm at the chess center and didn't mute the stream. And we're having a tournament every Wednesday night. You play one game a week, and all of the games usually end between 9 and 9:45. So 9:36, you would expect 0 or 1 games. There's actually 2 games left, and all the people, it seems like everybody has about 4 minutes left. It could be that since I came in the room and started clicking on things, the game's ended, so I could be louder, but I'll be quiet just in case. Quieter than usual anyway. Anyway, you're not here because nobody starts watching the stream for 5 minutes because of the notification, so it doesn't really matter. Today's stream, and possibly many of the future streams, will be more instructional in value. I'm going to play less than I used to, have less tournaments and stuff. And I'm going to show more stuff that's educational. So the reason I haven't streamed in a while, which you would know if you watched my stream, or if you paid attention, it seems like every stream I explain what's going to happen, and the next stream they're like, why didn't you stream? Because they didn't listen to what I said the previous stream. Hello. Right. So last week, Monday through Thursday, well, Sunday too, but I was in New York City teaching at the U.S. Chess School. It was the 49th U.S. Chess School. In fact, the 50th U.S. Chess School is in the middle, unless it's over. Could be over. Thanks for subscribing, X Still in the Bear. Which is in St. Louis. Anyway, my camp, Greg Shahadi is basically the U.S. Chess School. He's been running the U.S. Chess School since 2006, and there's been 50 camps. And the camps are for the most talented juniors in the U.S., sometimes very young. My camp, everybody was aged 10 to 15, and they were all between 2,080 and 2320, and there were 16 of them. There were 14 boys and 2 girls, and I taught the camp from Monday to Thursday, because that's when the camp was. Then I came home on Thursday night. My flight was delayed, and I got home at like 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. And we have our camps here also. And then that was Thursday night at 2:30 in the morning. Then Karen and I had a big fight on Saturday because we have a lot of big fights. And then I drove to Michigan on Saturday, 12 hours. And, oh, I'm sorry, it was Sunday. I apologize. No, it was Saturday. Yeah, I left Saturday at 5 p.m. and I got to Michigan at 5 a.m. Sunday. I was in Michigan Sunday, Monday. And then we patched things up Monday. I visited my mom and my brother and my friends. And then Monday night at 11 p.m., I decided to drive back. I was going to sleep on my mom's chair, but it didn't seem too comfortable. So that took 12 hours, and I got back 11 a.m., and I went to sleep. And I was thinking of streaming yesterday, and Karen's like, don't stream. And I was like, okay. So I'm streaming now. So I'm done with the traveling for the most part, except in August, I already have 2 flights. I don't know why I'm flying so much. August 8th to 11th, I'm flying to Michigan to visit my family again. And then August 22nd to 25th, I think that's right. It's probably right. It's a Thursday through Sunday. Karen and I are flying to St. Louis to watch the middle to end of the Sinkfield Cup. We'll probably watch 2 or 3 rounds. I don't think I've been in St. Louis in a couple of years, maybe 3 years. I think it's just 2 years. Yeah, I've been in St. Louis in about 2 years. So we'll do that. Other than that, I should be here. If you're my student, I have very bad news. We agreed that I wouldn't teach anymore. So I'm just going to stream. I estimate I will stream 20 hours a week, except when I'm not in Atlanta. Then I won't stream. So I will not be in Atlanta August 8th to 11th and August 22nd to 25th. Otherwise, I'll be in Atlanta. I'll stream approximately 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Thanks for the donation. 1,000 centidues. And then streams will be a little different. They're going to be more educational than before. And if I do play in some tournaments that are from my chess club, I'm actually going to try to play well. So there's not going to be any of the silliness there was where I give my queen away, I move 3, and I win anyway. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, let me read the chat. Thanks for the 1,000 centidues. I'm sure it's really good chat. You don't kill yourself because I'm going to stream. That's right. Eating a pizza. Damn. When I was in New York, without trying very hard, I found 3 vegan places that are just vegan. There's nothing that's not vegan. So I could order everything off the menu. And I was like, ah. So that was interesting. So I ate pretty well. One of the places I ate was called And Pizza. It's like ampersand pizza. And they have vegan cheese if you want. And they have vegan crust. And then they have like 1,000 vegetables. And all the pizzas are the same price. If you get 1 item or 10, it's the same price. Very similar to Blaze Pizza in what they do. Blaze Pizza is the same. Vegan crust, vegan cheese, and 1,000,000 items, same price. This is a little more upscale and it's New York. So it's like $10.50 for a pizza instead of $7, like at Blaze. So anyway, so I did that one day because one of the students in the chess camp was vegan also, and his dad got him an And Pizza. And I was like, all right. So yeah. Let's see. Always leave Saturday. Yeah, always patch things up. Yeah. Sometimes you got to drive home at 11 p.m. You got to do something. Yeah. Man, was I tired at the end. If only you knew. Did you hear Hikaru on Malcolm Gladwell's podcast? As we've discussed on many streams, if your sentence starts with, did you read, or did you hear, or did you see, the answer is no. I don't go on the internet and do stuff like you guys. I try to sleep and I stream, I watch TV. I don't go on the internet and watch Hikaru. Now, I have a connection to Malcolm Gladwell, obviously. Here's the period in case you missed it. Let's see. My first wife and my first ex-wife, Gina, she was a WIM. When she broke up with me, we were married for 10 years. We got married in 1989, and we got divorced in 1999. She dated a guy for about a week. Then she dated another guy, and he has the highest IQ in the world. She's in high IQ societies. And his name's Christopher Langdon. Okay, you might have heard of him. And they live on a farm in Missouri very close to the Iowa border, and they're both insane. But anyway, he was on one of the pages of one of Malcolm Gladwell's books. I know the name of the book, too, and I can't think of it. Outliers, that's the name of the book. You might have read it or heard of it. One of the outliers is my first wife's current husband. They've been married. They probably got married like in 2001. I'm just guessing. They're married, so they've been married getting close to 20 years. I've been divorced a long time from my first wife. So yeah, the Malcolm Gladwell talks about him. Now, what you don't know, which isn't really your fault because you guys don't know much, I mean, almost everything Malcolm Gladwell writes is nonsense. So he's considered an intellectual, but he just writes nonsense. And a lot of people like to refer and quote to his 10,000 hour thing, which is nonsense. So he's sort of like Trump. He has a big mouth and he has crazy hair, and except he can write a book and Trump can't. But okay, he's smarter than Trump, but not much smarter. Okay, so Malcolm Gladwell's not somebody you should look up to, but well, neither is Hikaru. So there you go. It's Karen. She says hi. Karen will be here in a second. She's letting people out or whatever. I don't know. Hair looks good. Does the teaching in course at Atlanta. English? No, I won't be teaching here anymore at the Chess Center. That'll be Spencer. Maybe some guest lectures. We have chess camps, and they're mainly taught by Spencer and Deepak Aaron. So I'm just going to stream, but I'm going to stream a lot. So, yeah, New York is really good for vegan. Yeah. Also, I read on the internet today, Dunkin' Donuts, which is Dunkin', but if I called it Dunkin', you would be confused. But they're called Dunkin' now. They've introduced the Beyond Meat sausage for their breakfast sandwiches. Now, it's not clear to me that the biscuits are vegan. They're probably not. But I know that most of their bagels are vegan. So if I'm allowed, and I can't have the cheese or the egg. So if I'm allowed, when it comes to Atlanta, I can go to Dunkin' and get a bagel and put the Beyond Meat vegan sausage on it, if that's allowed. I think the Beyond Meat thing is vegan, nothing else is. So it's hard. It's still hard to eat. Okay. Request Kasparov. Yeah, we're going to look at about 4 Kasparov games. That's my guess. What toppings did you get? Oh, I got every I probably got 14 toppings. I'm not exaggerating. I probably got about 14 toppings because it's the same price. I like a lot of toppings. So if you name a vegetable, I had it, plus pineapple, of course. Castles like Finegold Gelfand. Veganism ripped my family apart. Man, harsh. Get a haircut, hippie. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hair. August Spies 1 subscribe. Thank you. Did I get married before or after Finegold Gelfand? Before. My first marriage was January 11th, 1989. My second marriage was March 8th, 2001. My third marriage was December 13th, 2016? I think that's right. Yeah. December. Did I say 13th or did I say 23rd? It's definitely 23rd. I don't know what I said. I think I said 13th. But I meant 23rd. I just can't talk. It's not that I didn't know the date. I just said the number wrong. Yeah. December 23rd, 2016. So I got married before Finegold Gelfand. Yeah. He has a Wikipedia page. Well, he has the highest IQ in the world, so he's not an unknown person. Yeah. Gina Losasso is one of my first wife's many names. There's also Gina Sarah, Gina Finegold, Gina, what's that guy's last name? I just said his name. I forgot his name. Langdon. And also, sometimes she goes by Jeannie. So, yeah. That guy is a wacko. Also, Gina's crazy, too. Gina was crazy after she left me, but that guy made her crazier. That guy's crazier than Gina. Yeah, she met her match. Yeah. Can't write a book, The Art of the Deal. You're insinuating that Trump wrote his own book? Wow. Let's see what Karen thinks. What? In the book, The Art of the Deal, written by Donald Trump, do you think he wrote it or you think somebody else wrote it? He didn't write nothing. He can't write.
Well, he didn't write.
He can't even read.
I mean,
no, he obviously is illiterate. So, I mean, he didn't write a book.
Yeah.
No, he's like an idiot's idiot. MC Jurgle, a.k.a. McJurgle, cheered 420. Smoke him if you got him. I ain't got him. So I can't smoke him.
Thank you.
Is that Spencer's mom? Yes. Gina is Spencer's mom. And when I was in New York City, I visited Krista, who's my first wife's daughter from her first marriage. And she turned 42 weeks ago, and she has 3 kids. And I haven't seen her in 6 years. The last time I saw her, she had 1 kid. That's Spencer's older half-sister. Spencer has 2 half-sisters. One's 40 and one's 17. And one he shares a mom with and one he shares a dad with. Okay. Yeah, anything from the Beyond Burger family is vegan. Right. I'm not a big fan of fake meat. I rather just eat food. But if I'm going to Dunkin', and I can get a bagel or I can get a bagel with something in it, I would prefer something in it, which is unusual. So, yeah. It isn't technically, it's not even technically, it has nothing to do with animals. I'm looking good, correct. Hooray Ben, artichoke, you get pepperoni, correct. Yeah, pineapple is good. I don't have any Kasparov games memorized. I think 0. Let me think about that. Yeah, I have 0 Kasparov games memorized. Yeah. I do not get celery on my pizza. Well, I wouldn't mind it, but it's not really a pizza topping. Are there good vegan places in St. Louis? No. St. Louis has a good chess club. They have a good park. They have a lot of places to buy beer. And their baseball team is usually very good. And that's it. I just told you everything good about them. Well, I think the game that you're putting there where it was a 7-move draw, that's like many of my games. I think I've had more than one game go exactly that way. So I don't know which game that is. Tomorrow is mine and my wife's anniversary. Well, that's good. Let's see. Langen, yeah. Yeah. Would you marry again? I am married. Can you remember millions of games? I can. No, I know anniversary. I just have a lot of anniversaries. Are you going to any bridge tournaments soon? I am not. I've never heard of team fight tactics. So I guess it wasn't me. I don't know who that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Terrence Tao. Never heard of him. I mean, he obviously can't write Donald Trump. He would make all typos. He doesn't know any big words. He's a dummy. Yeah, I mean, he's a rapist and a racist and a white supremacist and a dummy. Amazing. Yeah. Mission Taco in St. Louis. Ooh, that sounds good. Can we start, please? We started like 20 minutes ago. I've been talking nonstop. Ramen could be vegan. It might not be. Depends. Ever go to Jersey Shore? No. How old is my first wife? She's 63. My second wife is, this is July, 41. And Karen is 53. Yeah, that's right. So we have no subscribers. That good. Have you thought about doing the AMA on Reddit? What? Sexy GM. Nonsense has started. Top ramen, soy and chili. Ever been to Iceland? Yes. I was in Iceland in 1990. I played in a tournament there. It was nice. Linares 91 versus Ivanchuk. You mean the game where Kasparov got taken to school? Yeah. Bicycling. Do you watch Rick and Morty? Well, I watch Rick and Morty. Kasparov top of 99. I can't memorize that game. It's like 40 moves long. I hate myself. Crozary Lopez should be your favorite opening. Not if you hate yourself. Do you like Play Respect Scrabble? Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Scrabble in a long time. I used to watch it on television, actually. And I have some friends who are good. No, I didn't go offline. Your computer doesn't work. I talked about Rouse's at the chess camp. I don't think Rouse's thing had happened when I streamed last. I mean, they hadn't found out about it. I mean, Raj B. Let's see. Well, it's not my game. This looks like Kasparov Anand, the game you're showing. Definitely Kasparov Anand from Raj. Um, Coolest place I've been to? I don't know. I've been to a lot of cool places. St. Louis has way more stuff than a chess club. I wouldn't say way more. It's got like 3 more things. Have I thought about doing AA? I have not. Do you watch Stranger Things? I do not. Chess on YouTube. Christopher have a high enough IQ to watch Rick and Morty? He does. Favorite Jim Carrey movie? 40 classic films of Jim Carrey. Guess The Truman Show. I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Where haven't you been you want to go? Well, Karen and I probably go into Italy at the end of the year. I've never been to Italy, Spain, or South America, or Australia. So those places would be nice. I guess we're going to Italy. So that's one of them. Literally 30 people. Oh, okay, yeah. What about it figuratively? Kasparov and yeah, that was the World Trade Center. You were born. Correct, I was born. Are you an atheist or a theist? Can I be neither? But I'm an atheist. Pretty funny. When's it starting? It already started. All right, thanks for watching the stream. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Cardinals are doing pretty this year. The Blues, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Karen and Spencer and I have tickets to the Tarantino movie tomorrow night at 8:30. So the answer is yes. If I stream tomorrow night, it'll probably be after the movie, which will be like 11:30. I could stream before the movie too, but that'd be pretty early in the U.S. Favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. Ricky Gervais is good, and Jim Jeffries. And who's the other guy that I like? Why can't I think of his name? Bill Burr. Yeah, those are 4 of my favorites. I mean, that are alive. I could have actually seen Dave Chappelle when I was in New York, and it would have been about $175 for a ticket. I decided not to. I almost did it. He was there performing when I was there. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the game Kasparov beat Nunn. Now, this is a famous game because a lot of people, like Karen, for example, thought that this game refuted the Benoni. Right, Karen? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What happened in the games? What's his name won?
The last game just finished.
Oh, I'm sure that what's his name won. Chris won for sure. And then the other game, anything could have happened.
Who?
Calvin, anything could have
Oh, I
happened.
don't even
All
know.
3 results.
I haven't looked.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't even know. Isn't that the game that just ended?
No, Chris Ferrante game just ended.
He had like 400 pieces to nothing, like 25 minutes ago. What? That just ended? Wow.
As soon as I show them how, I'll come sit.
Yeah.
You're about to leave.
Yeah, find out how Calvin Jackson did. And if he lost, call his mom and tell her you're sorry. Yeah. I don't recommend chess books. Favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film? I guess Magnolia. Okay, so this game was played a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And in fact, I'll tell you when the game was played. It's played in the Olympiad in 1982 in Lucerne, which I assume is in Switzerland, but I could be wrong. Okay, Kasparov's white, and it was a Benoni. And in fighting chess, when I was a kid, if I remember things correctly, which is unlikely, Kasparov said knight c3 exclam, and then actually it takes a long explanation, but I like stories. So some people who play the Benoni don't want to face the f4 line, or they just don't want to learn it. So they hope when they play e6 that you'll play knight f3. Then they can play the Benoni, and you can't play f4 because your knight's on f3. And Kasparov is like, I normally play knight f3, as in the Kasparov variation of the Queen's Indian, knight f3, b6, a3. But Nunn doesn't play the Nimzo Indian, so I knew Nunn would play the Benoni anyway. So he's like, knight c3 exclam. So, and Nunn played the Benoni, yeah. It's funny to play e6, knight c3, c5, because you're playing e6, knight c3 to play the Nimzo Indian, If they play knight f3, then you play the Benoni. So it's sort of funny that Nuns doesn't really play the Nimzo Indians. Has to play the Benoni anyway. Okay. And these lines are very sharp. Lexi Bell 256 subscribe. Thank you. And f4 is the sharpest move. I don't think it wins for white, but what happens is if you look at an opening that's considered dubious by the gawking rabble, such as the Dutch, the Benoni, and there's other openings too. I'm just drawing a blank. Openings that don't have a good reputation. Oh, the Alekhine defense is another one I was thinking of. And then there's a game played where the side that's supposed to be doing well does really well. They're like, see? So they use a lot of anecdotal evidence to prove that variations are good for one side or the other. It's all nonsense, but in this game it's nonsense, so that's okay. So the Benoni has a bad reputation, and then when it gets beat to death like this game, they're like, see? And then when somebody wins, they say he won in spite of the opening. So the Benoni is a fine opening, and it was played by Vugar Gashimov, obviously, your favorite player. And Vugar Gashimov did what that's very unusual. Very unusual. He died in his 20s.
Oh.
He was born sick. He was in the hospital last years of his life. He was fifth or sixth in the world at his peak. Also, his name was Vugar. So you don't see that too often, right?
No.
Anyway, Vugar Gashimov, Luka Van Whaley, Veselin Topolov, and currently Fabiano Caruana. He plays the Benoni occasionally. The Benoni's okay. So Sevillano plays it a lot. He's not a super GM, he's a GM. Anyway, none got crushed in this game, so they're like, see, the Benoni sucks. I mean, he got crushed because he's playing Kasparov. Now, as you all know, I don't think Carlsen's the best player who ever lived, or the second best player who ever lived, or the third best player who ever lived. He's fourth, fifth, or sixth. Okay, he's a good player. And, hello.
Who's the best player who ever lived?
Well, that's unclear. It's not you.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, there's three possible choices that I won't quibble with.
Bobby Fischer's one of them.
Yeah, and Kasparov and
Let me guess
Morphy.
the other two.
Kasparov and Morphy, you guessed.
Okay.
Well, you asked the question. Now, when Carlsen wins a tournament, which he does often,
Yes.
usually he wins by half a point or 1 point. Usually.
Yes.
When Kasparov wins a tournament, he wins it like around 5.
Yeah.
And there's 6 more rounds to go, and they're just kidding. Yeah, and Fischer did that too.
And when Fischer does it, he does it by winning every game.
Yeah, but when Kasparov played in Tilburg in 91, and I was there, well, that might have been 90 because it was a long time ago, he got 12 out of 14. That's good score.
Yeah.
And then Korchnoi got 8.5. And Korchnoi was good in 1990. Not too good, but pretty good. He was alive.
Mm-hmm.
He came in second. So when Kasparov won these Super GM tournaments, he would win by 3 or 4 points. And if you said, oh, Kasparov played in a Super GM tournament, he was world champion, he came in 7th. No. No, if he did, you'd think like you died and you're not on the earth anymore. But, occasionally Carlsen has a bad tournament. Happens. Yeah. So Carlsen's a little better than everybody, very clearly. He's a lot better than most people. But Kasparov dominated. And when I was teaching camp last week, we were looking at Kasparov's ratings when he was the world champion. They're really good. 2850.
2800.
Yeah, 2850. And I'm like, 2850 20 years ago. Jesus. That's scary. Because, 2850 now is a joke. No.
And adjusted for inflation, that's about a 3,000.
Yeah. He was crazy good. Anyway, Nunn was pretty good. In fact, he's better than none. Or better than all. Okay, so he played f4, bishop g7, bishop b5 check. Now, some Benoni players play knight bd7, and some of those players sacrifice a piece because the e5, e6 ideas. Those lines are too complicated for me, and I've analyzed them a lot before you were born because, this game's pretty old. Yeah. So he played knight fd7, which is the GM move, because then e5 has no bite. Then you play a6, b5, and black wins. So Kasparov played a4, and now you don't play a6, b5. When you play a4 in the Benoni, you give up the b4 square, and you stop a6, b5. So Nun's like, give up the b4 square, so he put his knight on b4. And you can't play a3. Now, Kasparov was 2850, so he played a3. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. Just moved his pawn back. And Nun's like, 2850, what am I supposed to do? Okay, so Kasparov castled, a6. And then this is a move that's very confusing to the audience. And this has to do with the idea of time, okay? And I wasn't sure about that, so I asked my old chess coach. You know what her name was? Rosemary. And she explained time to me. And she was partially correct, right? And I knew she was right because she was the only one I didn't name.
Sage.
There you go. There's, yeah, good. Karen's not really in the thing, so let's move it on over. Hey, what's happening here? I'm on the chords. Okay. Don't hit the wall. Okay, so I don't like reading all this because it's all nonsense. Okay, especially what Raj wrote. Okay, so we're going to like refresh. Then instead of having 0 people watching, we'll have a few hundred. See? 242. That's better than 0. Also, it's a palindrome. Is 0 a palindrome if you write more than one? Like 0, 0, 0?
It's the same upside down too, so it's
Oh
like
man,
multi-part
that's true.
palindrome.
Yeah, what if it's an egg? Okay, can you see?
It's good enough.
Yeah, you can move over. Yeah. I mean, they want to see me because I'm cuter. They were like, man, you're cute.
No, it's fine. I can't really see.
What's going on? Should we put the microphone there? I think so. What would George Thorogood say if he was doing this? Anybody?
To the bone. Yeah.
No, he'd say he's moving on over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another song. Yeah. Okay, so this is a famous game. I was explaining to the gawking rabble
Yeah.
that the Benoni's reputation's not very good. And this game didn't help it because none got beat so badly. Okay. So any good player like me would be like, should I play bishop c4 or bishop e2? And then Kasparov took. Because there's a timing factor. So by taking, white gets to move again before black can castle. And Kasparov wants to do this. No. Okay, maybe not that. And then he played f5. He plays aggressive like you do. And the reason he's doing that is there's a king on e8. So he's like, I'm going to get that king on e8. And then Nunn says, I don't think you're going to get the king on e8. And then bishop f6. So now he has a Sophie's choice, okay, which is probably going to happen in the U.S. pretty soon for real. You got to watch it here. Yeah. You heard about the Sophie's choice that happened last week in the U.S.?
No.
Okay, here's what happened. So the kid was crying, and the ice guy was taking away his parents. And they're like, oh, there's a kid there. He needs one of his parents. He said, which parent should we take away to the kid?
Aww.
Yeah. So he showed him. I mean, he didn't kill anybody, but still. And then I think now what's funny is on what show is it? Hold on, I'll think about it. It was, one of the cartoons I watched. I have to think about which one it was. It was
Rick and Morty.
maybe. It was Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It was. No, was it? It was Rick and Morty. They did a Sophie's Choice thing. And they said to the kid, like, they said to the mom, which kid should we keep and which should we kill? And she said, keep Summer instantly. and then Morty was like, what? And then the guy's about to, kill everybody. And then Rick shows up and just shoots the guy. Yeah. And then he's like, thanks, Mom. Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, Summer. Yeah, save Summer. Yeah. This wasn't a tough decision for her. Anyway, so bishop g5. Now, here Nunn broke one of my very important rules.
Mm-hmm. Never play f6?
Yeah, he played f6, which the engine says is the right move. So, truth hurts. Okay, then he retreated. So even though black has the 2 bishops, those bishops aren't very good. Right? They can't move anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Nunn played the computer move. Nunn's pretty good. Okay. And Kasparov took on d6. That seems reasonable. Okay, now you have Fox News like activated on your phone. You get alerts. Okay, if you thought that was crazy, wait till you see this move.
Okay.
Okay, this is your kind of move because it's super tactical.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see how the queen and the bishop and the discovered channel.
Mm-hmm.
So he played bishop takes a4. This is a blunder. Okay, this loses the game immediately. Okay, and it loses the game because of my rules. All games are lost because of my rules. Okay. So he played bishop takes a4 because now the bishop attacks the queen. You agree. And the queen attacks the bishop. So, you know, okay. So the problem is, let's go back. In this position, the bishop defends this pawn. You agree. So obviously, if you get rid of your bishop, it doesn't defend that pawn. Based on my rules, what piece does white want to put on that square? Based on my rules, that square is f5. Come on, they're all saying it in the chat. Yeah, that guy said it. A knife. Knife.
Oh, no.
Right. Now, of course, if I cheat and make 2 moves in a row, you can just take my knight because you have a bishop. Well, now you don't have a bishop because he gave away his bishop. So that's a horrible move. Now, you see the engine, it says white is slightly better. It says the rook is attacked, move the rook. Okay? The Benoni is complicated. As you can tell, there's lots of stuff hanging. So then Kasparov's really good when it's complicated. His opponents aren't. Okay? This is the part Raj doesn't get, which, I mean, Raj doesn't get a lot. Raj doesn't understand, and he does understand, but he still doesn't state it right, because
Why are you picking on Raj?
he's talking on the chat.
Oh.
He thinks Carlson's good. He doesn't understand why Carlson's not. Okay? Carlson likes to make the game very, very, very simple, where you can play pretty well. And he plays better than his opponent, so he wins. Kasparov likes to make the game where nobody could possibly play well, and he still plays well. That's harder to do. So that's why Kasparov's better than Carlson. If Carlson played like Kasparov, which, by the way, he is doing now, I'd like to point out, he's trying to play like Kasparov, he's going to make more mistakes because the games don't make any sense. When the games make a lot of sense, he's really good. Now, let's say you were up a queen, and then you played the game and you won. And then we analyzed the game, and it's like, oh, you played great. You know why you played great? Because you were up a queen. If you sacked the exchange and it was super complicated, you think you'd play well? Not as well as if you're up a queen.
Yeah.
So Carlson's games are very simple, and he wins a lot of boring games. Kasparov's games make no sense, and he still wins them all. That's why it's weird, because Kasparov should make a lot of mistakes also. And I'm going to show a game after this one where Kasparov makes all these engine moves, and when I showed the kids, they were just crying because they couldn't make any engine moves with 12 guesses. And there was only 10 legal moves, and they still with 12 guesses couldn't do it. That's how math works. Okay, so bishop takes a4. Now you see what it says? It says white is very, very, very slightly better. Then look what happens after that move. Yeah, you see that? It doesn't like that move. That's a really bad move. So watch what happens. He takes the bishop because I said so, and then he plays the winning move, knight h4, the only winning move. You see how no other move is any good? And obviously none didn't see that. Knight h4 with the idea of, what's my rule? Knife.
Knight f5.
Yeah, and that just
Why?
wins. The game's over and he does that. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. And you can see that it's over. Okay, now, when super duper GMs, for the most part, are losing, they defend really well and they try not to lose, right? But none didn't defend very well. None lost in 3 moves. Terrible. Okay, so none took on e4, which is bad. Knight f5. And then knight takes e4. That's a good bishop except for one thing. It's not a good bishop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this position is absurd. How could he? Now here's a tactic for you. You ready? It didn't happen. If he takes this, the free pawn, you see this free pawn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the engine says every legal move wins, right? It doesn't even like my move because white's position is so good. Okay. But I was thinking you could do this. Okay. And then if he takes it, you check and take the queen. So you win a piece. The engine doesn't like winning a piece because that gives away too much advantage. There's too much mating attack. It's like, don't do that. Okay. This says that's terrible. Okay, so he didn't do that. He played king h8, putting it in h. Knight takes c5, attacking the queen. Now you see how the queen's attacked. You agree. And you see how rook takes knight is attacked. He stopped both threats by resigning. Yeah, and what does the engine say?
Well, it's +4.
And that's because I have another threat. I'm going to go here, forking your rook and bishop. That knife on f5 is pretty good. So when you see games like this, they're like, oh, the Benoni loses because the Benoni lost in 20 moves. They don't say that black blundered and white was a better player. That's why black lost in 20 moves. Okay? And so if you don't want to lose in 20 moves, you go back to this position, and after bishop takes d6, you play rook e8. And then, the game's interesting. Complicated position, Benoni, etc. Yeah. Also, if you play the Benoni, probably playing f6 isn't a good idea. Blocking your bishop on g7. You don't do that. The computer said you had to do it, but it's no good. Yeah.
When I was playing in the 70s, the Benoni was really popular,
Yeah.
especially the Banco Gambit. But
That's also
not
correct.
anymore.
Right. Now, what nobody knows, even though I've told them on this stream, but they don't listen, is in 1980, no, they don't know. 3? Is that right? No, maybe. 84? No, 84. No, 83. 84? In one of those years, 83, 45, Kamran Shirazi played in the U.S. Championship, and he scored half. Not a good score. Out of like 16 or 17. Not good, right?
8.5 or exactly one half.
The-
One draw. and everything
one
lost.
draw and all losses.
Oh, geez.
The only one to do worse in the U.S. Championship was my second wife. She got 0. Okay. But that was still, she outperformed her expectation, getting 0. So,
Really?
yeah, that's how, yeah. Anyway, there's a trivia question that's very funny. In that event where Shirazi got half out of 16 or 17, who had the worst score with black? And the answer is not him. He drew the game he was black. That was his draw.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy who went 0 and 8.
Lost every game.
There was a guy who went 0 and 8 with black. It was Kudrin, and Kudrin played 2 openings at that point: the Dragon, which he still does, and the Benoni. He lost every game with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Dragon and the Benoni reputation isn't great because of Kudrin, basically. Yeah. Okay. So we looked at that game. Now I can read the chat. Kasparov is better. My game makes no sense. Carlson's pretty good. Ugh. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Just all
Somebody
nonsense.
donated $176.
That doesn't sound right.
No,
Yeah. Karen loves hearing about my ex-wives. Wait, why was it denied for sexual reasons?
That's right. Play the grub.
Wait, but it says it's
$30 right there.
it says for sexual no. This is like in my whole life. So that's not now. It says that was denied for sexual reasons. What? Codex A2 subscribed to Tier 1. It was 9 months ago today that we subbed intimately for the first time. Can you give birth to a homely Twitch baby? Yes. Also, what? Okay. Can you review one of my games? You spelled truly wrong, so I will not. Can you go, make it cold in here? It's like 100 degrees in here. Thanks.
I can try.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's like at least 100 in here. Yeah. Maybe it's 200. Maybe it's like 100 Celsius. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to find another game I want to show you. Who was he playing? He was playing somebody. Let's see. Was he playing Rufus or Doofus? Doug Eckert. No, I'm not going to show that game. Who was he playing? Because I showed the game at the camp. He was playing Von Whaley. Yeah, so if I can find a Von Whaley game, not Vanderweel, so close, yet so far away. Do you see Von Whaley with black anywhere? You can see this. You like looking at really small print, right? That's your favorite.
can you just do a search?
I could, but I've already did a search, so I have to do more searches. By the way, can you spell Von Whaley's first name?
No, say it.
Luke.
No.
One of those double umlaut
No,
words or something.
it's Loek.
Okay, I wasn't
Where's the
gonna get it.
umlaut over the O or over?
Well, it's Dutch, so they don't have that. It's not. Here it is, Von Whaley. I believe this is the game. Yeah, I think so. I don't think he could beat Von Whaley more than once. That was a good joke. Okay, so here. All right,
Bye,
see you. Pad, see you. Yeah, lock the door.
Lock the door.
I was talking to Karen. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. He beat Von Whaley so many times, it's hard to tell. Yeah, this is the game. Yeah. Now in this game, Kasparov makes all computer moves in positions. Even the computer can't make computer moves. Computer's like, this is too hard. Yeah. Karen should take control and stream. Ben is so alpha male rar. How would she do that then? Oh. Do you still give lessons? I do not. Mm-hmm. If I owe you lessons, then contact Karen for refund and or Spencer lessons. Where was this game played, you ask? It was Vikonze 2000. Yeah. So when Carlson sees games like this, he lays in bed at night crying, realizing he's not good. Something like that happens, I think. Okay, so this is Kasparov Von Whaley. Now, you have to realize Von Whaley now is not a good player. Okay? He's better than me, maybe. All right. But he was good. Von Whaley was, top 30 in the world. But not now. Now he's top 30 in Holland. He did an Elvest.
How old is he?
Von Whaley? 40s. Yeah. Mid-40s. 45, 46. Okay. So this is... Now, Von Whaley plays like Von Whaley. Now, you have to understand, if I'm playing Kasparov... I mean, not now. Now I just win. But if I'm playing Kasparov when he was good, I make the game as boring as possible. It's so boring he might fall asleep. Von Whaley doesn't do that. Von Whaley plays like Von Whaley. That's not good. Because he's not good at that. Kasparov is. Which other player who plays wild and crazy also never beat Kasparov? Very famous player. Starts with an S. He's never beaten Kasparov, and he's like top 10 in the world for 20 years. But he never beat Kasparov. Because he played like a lunatic. See, that's Shirazi. Shirazi's no good. Yeah, Shirov. Well, she spelled Smyslov incredibly wrong. You made 7 spelling mistakes in Smyslov. Spassky, no. Spassky's beaten Kasparov. Spassky's good at chess. Spassky's world champion. Could you ban the person who said Spassky? Okay, no, I'm kidding about banning them, but not really. Okay, so Von Whaley's black, and he plays like Von Whaley, so he makes the game really complicated. And then Kasparov plays perfect every move, so Von Whaley loses. So it's embarrassing. So they played a Najdorf Sicilian, your favorite opening. What move can black play here to make it the Najdorf?
A6.
Yeah. Okay. And then Kasparov plays the English attack, which is bishop e3, f3, g4. Rawr. Okay. And then he's not kidding around. See? Complicated, right? Mm-hmm. All right. And then knight a4, d5. Always the most complicated move. Bishop h3. Okay. Now here's a move you would never play or think of for black. Okay, and the reason that black played it is white wants to play g5. Okay, so if I really play g5, very confusing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then bishop g2, always retreat. This is given exclamation mark, but actually this is just theory, so it's not really fair to comment. Okay, complicated, right? Yeah, Kasparov's good at that. Okay, knight d5. Rook takes e4, confusing the audience. Now, in your professional opinion as a chess club owner, which king is safer?
Well, the white king.
Mm-hmm. Right. The black king doesn't look very good. Mm-mm. It's really safe when you're playing Kasparov to have an unsafe king. Okay. So he took on g5. This is a very bad move because it helps white attack. So that's probably the losing move. Yeah, the engine says white's winning already. Okay, bishop g5, queen a5. Okay, we're on move 18. Okay, I showed this to the camp, the kids who were talented, and I said, what did white play? What's the computer move? And they suggested every legal move on the board except the right one.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible to play right. Notice the knight's hanging because I said so, right? And all the kids, of course, said knight takes e6 because you attack the black king, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Kasparov played engine move like the rest of the game until he was like plus 11. Then it didn't matter. They played sort of silly because it didn't matter. So he played a move I would never, ever, ever consider, and it's the engine move. Because he's an engine. Okay? So he played f4. The point of f4 is to unleash the latent potential of the bishop on g2, right? As opposed to the actualized potential, right? You agree? I know you do because you have more than an 8th grade education, so I'm sure you do. Okay, now imagine a situation where white is sacrificing on e6. So like knight takes e6 and then rook takes e6 check, right? See that bishop on g2 is looking good now, right?
Yeah.
That's a serious situation there. f4 is the only good move. Okay. Von Whaley played rook h2, which is a very bad move. Okay, as he's losing anyway, but this expedites it. Now the obvious knight takes e6, f takes e6. Okay, rook takes e6 check, king f7. And now, once again, Kasparov made the engine move that you would never consider. You would never consider it. And when I show you, you're going to call me a liar and leave. But it's the engine move. He plays like an engine before there were engines. And this is why Kasparov's better than Carlsen. Kasparov takes positions like this that don't make any sense at all and plays perfect every move. So he wins a lot of games in like 20, 25 moves where it says like plus 40. And they're like, what? And then Carlsen wins a lot of games in 80 moves where it says plus 0.1, plus 0.2, plus 2, right? Then when what's his name? Carlsen. When he plays a world championship match at 6-6, 6-6, 6-6, he wins the playoffs, right? When Kasparov plays, it's 12-0. Maybe that was Fischer. Okay, so you ready? Queen d3. That's what you would have played, right? What's the threat? It's mate in 1.
Queen g6.
Mate, right. The engine says numbers you've never seen before. It likes queen d3 a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you take the rook, you get mated. So he didn't take the rook because he didn't want to get mated for some reason. Okay, the engine says this queen g6 is plus 10, but this is more plus 18. That's better, right? Now, if you take with the bishop, notice there's no knight on d5 because white took it. So now when I play queen g6 and you block, because that's the only legal move, your knight's not defended by your other knight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this is the part the kids in the camp really liked. They really like this move. Rook takes d5 check. Notice how it forks the king and queen because I said so? And if you take it, then I do the double, triple, quadruple fork, mate. Right? And then you hear the computer. It's like,
Yeah.
I could say something sexual, but I won't. Okay. Got really excited, the computer. Okay. You have to understand when Kasparov plays moves like f4 and knight e6 and queen d3, he sees a million moves ahead in all variations because I see him analyze. So it's really weird. Something wrong with him. Now he can't see anything. Now he hangs a piece every move. And he sees nothing. Okay. So bishop g7 was played. Queen f5 check. It doesn't matter now. Now everything wins. Yeah. This black just loses all of his pieces now. It's very embarrassing. Yeah. This is a very nice move. Rook e7. Because we're threatening queen f7 check, which is obviously mate. And we're also threatening to take the knight on d7 and double our rooks and, teach him a lesson. Yeah. Also, queen g6 is pretty good. Pointing that out. And so he resigned here, but you see what the engine says. It says some crazy numbers. Yeah. So when Kasparov beat people, a lot of the wins were like he just ran you over and you resigned. Like if the game went 20, 25 moves and you gave up because you lost all your pieces. Yeah. So you heard of Tony Miles?
Isn't he the one that played
Yeah.
on the structure?
Yeah. He played a match with Kasparov.
Yeah.
And he got half. Good score, right? And he lost the other games. And then he said, Kasparov's a monster with 1,000 eyes who sees everything. Yeah, and Carlsen wins boring endgames. Okay, now back to the stupid chat. Finegold Kasparov match. Let's see. How much did Kasparov want for playing me? 500,000? I think for 500,000 Kasparov would play me, but maybe not. That's probably about right. What do you think? Think you would do it?
I don't know.
Yeah, 500,000. I think I could get Kasparov here to play me a match. Danny Wrench versus Ginger GM in classical first to 10 points. A double forfeit. Ginger GM's better. GMs are better than IMs. What are you going to do? Yeah. Who's more impressive, Kasparov or Kramnik? Kasparov is. Let's donate $500K to make it happen. I mean, I think he would play for $500K. I'd have to give all the money to him and I would get zero. But maybe I'd get $50 and he would get $4.99, $9.50. Yeah? Yeah. Now, occasionally you play tournaments, like tonight.
Yeah.
See how active White's pieces are all around Black's king? Yeah, do that.
Yeah, Jay actually beat me again.
Yeah, but do that. See all that? You do that. You do that. Yeah. Yeah. No, young Kasparov was crazy. Yeah. Now, which boxer does young Kasparov remind you of? As far as style.
Yeah.
Style.
Rocky. Oh.
No, I mean a real boxer. No, not a fake one. No.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
Tyson.
know boxers.
Tyson.
Whoa.
Yeah, when Tyson was young, he knocked everybody out in the first round.
Oh.
So most boxing matches, they're boring and they don't hit each other. And then Tyson knocked everybody out in the first round and they were unconscious.
Oh.
By the way, a boxer died yesterday. That's not funny. He's dead. There was a boxing match yesterday and the guy died. The guy went to the hospital and died.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's terrible. What happened?
It's a boxing match.
I think you were telling me that when I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Trying to sleep.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you stream more early? Well, I asked my doctor. Can you stream more later? Well, no, obviously Kasparov would beat me now, but he's probably 200 points worse than he used to be, that's terrible. I'm only about 100 points worse than I used to be. Okay. Was he fighting Butch? Possibly. What's the guy talking about? The guy who died, was he fighting Butch?
I don't know.
Pulp Fiction. In Pulp Fiction, who's the actor? He's in Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
He plays Butch, and he killed the other guy. That's how he won the match. He was supposed to throw the fight and lose on purpose, but he killed the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the opposite of, yeah. The guy's dead, yeah. What does it feel like to kill a man with your bare hands? What are you, some kind of freak? No, I'm just interested. And then he asked for a cigarette, and then he'd tell her because he wanted a cigarette. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see what it says. $10, Jack G1230, thanks. That's actually from Kasparov. That's his fake handle. Because he's like, hey, I'm great. No, not really. Okay, now what other Kasparov games where he played great attacking chess other than all of them? It's like every game was like that. Thanks for the Z. Yeah, you read that while I'm looking at games.
What do you want me to read?
Yeah, like he subscribed. I thank him. Yeah.
Thank you, Z Doms.
Yeah. If anybody donates 50 subs, Karen will take her top off. Yeah. She'll just do it when the stream's over. But I'll guarantee you she'll do it. Look at this game, Kasparov Carlson. See that game?
Yeah.
Kasparov Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at Carlson, 2,400. They're saying he's the best ever. Can you believe that? Terrible. Yeah.
Let me see what people are saying.
What?
Do one versus Ivanchuk says Honky Blood.
Actually, my favorite game with Kasparov and Ivanchuk is when Ivanchuk destroys him. That's my favorite game. Oh, you know what I'm going to show? You know what I'm going to show?
I don't know.
Piquet Kasparov. Is that your favorite?
No.
509 centidues. Thank you. It is? Piquet's. Now, if I remember correctly, it was 31 moves. Do you agree?
That sounds right.
That is a good answer. Great. And it was, let me guess the year. I'm not going to do good guessing the year. I'm going to say 88. I'm not going to be good at guessing the year, but I think it was 31 moves. I know the last move too. I want to tell them. I can't tell you because then you'll know when the game's over. Yeah.
All right.
No games found. Darn. I did a search mistake. Search advanced.
Honey Bunny is worst.
Well, Honey Bunny's from Pulp Fiction also.
If Ben takes his top off, hey Twitchy, he has to donate subs to us.
Okay, this'll. Okay, so it's definitely this game, right? Because I said 88, and this is 89. Right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So I was a year off. I was not confident about the year.
That was pretty close.
I said it was 31 moves, too. And it wasn't. It's 28 moves. God, I'm like the world's worst person. Invalid PGN? What?
It's missing.
It's
5
probably...
minutes.
No, I think it's because the notes are in German. So we're gonna... It doesn't like German. So we're going to delete all commentary. Yeah, now it's going to be good. Yeah, what did chess.com think of the German annotations?
What did chess.com think of what?
The German annotations.
Uh,
Not see good. Outcast 762 cheered. See, now it liked it. Okay. This has one of the most famous last moves in chess.
Okay.
So I'm sure you know the game. Ish don't think so. Very good. Farnsley 60 on $5. Nice. His backward pawns knowledge. Very good. Good inside joke. That's right. That's exactly why he was a GM. Now, Jeroen Piquet is one of two very famous grandmasters who quit chess because a billionaire's like, work for me instead. And he said, okay. Yeah. And the other one was from France. Joël Lautier. Yeah. All right. So as a bonus in the chat, which famous cartoon character did Joël Lautier look like? You could look him up on the internet, and I'll let you do it. Lautier. We'll have Karen do it too. Joël, and this became his nickname. I wonder if he knows it because it's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you're wanting me to guess
It's not good.
a cartoon character?
There's a cartoon character and this guy. You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah. What cartoon character was named? You know, they gave him the nickname. He doesn't look like him that much. Good old Joël Lautier.
Well, if he doesn't look like him, how can
He looks like him a little. Yeah. Let's see what the doofuses say. Yeah. Yeah. He said, ha ha, butthead. That's right. Of Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. That guy said, ha ha. That guy even said, ha ha. That guy, he knew. This guy said Butthead too, question mark. Yeah. He must look like him a little.
I was never going to get that.
I know.
I don't even watch
No, not
Beavis
Beavis, but
I
Butthead. Elon Musk.
Never watched that in my life.
Fred Flintstone. Yeah, harsh. Yeah.
Proud
Okay,
to
anyway.
say.
So they both quit chess, Joël Lautier and Jeroen Piquet. Jeroen Piquet was top 3 in the Netherlands, maybe top 2. And Lautier was number 1 in France. Mm-hmm. And he was number 1 on the east side. Okay, so they played a King's Indian, your favorite opening. Okay. And the standard King's Indian. And this is called the standard position. This position has occurred 1 billion times in Grandmaster play. And Grandmasters generally play knight e1, knight d2, or b4. Of those 3 moves, which one am I known to play?
I'm not sure.
I know. You can guess. Knight e1, knight d2, or b4.
Which one are you known to play?
Yeah.
B4.
Yeah, that's called the bayonet.
Okay.
And there were 2 grandmasters who played it, me and Van Whaley, and I wasn't a grandmaster. And so I would play, and people would go, what? Because it's basically from the 50s, but I had a little wrinkle. And then Kramnik started playing it, so then everybody started playing it. All right. Anyway, so knight e1, the idea of knight e1 is to play f3 and defend your center. Of course, if you play f3, you're going to lose, so he lost. So, okay. The other idea is to play knight d3 and play c5 and stuff. Okay, so knight d7. Now, black wants to play f5, right? Mm-hmm. But it's illegal, so he played knight d7. Now it's not illegal. Okay, and then f3, f4, and black checkmates white, and white wins on the queen's side. That's the King's Indian. So it's a lot of fun. Also, it's very important to let Kasparov checkmate you, because he probably won't do it. Okay. b4, and basically white plays on the king's side and black plays on the queen's side. Always play bishop f8. Bishop f8 has two ideas. You're defending your d pawn, and you're getting rid of the g7 square so your rook can go there. So bishop f8, normal. Okay. Complicated. See, because he played bishop f8, now his pawn's defended. See, that was nice. Now, remember when the knight was on c3, because I said so? Then the knight was defending the e4 pawn. Now that it's not defending the e4 pawn, if you take that, I could take on e4. Nothing's defending e4 anymore. So he continued in here, and Kasparov played g3, because he don't care about his rook. He's playing for mate. If only Kasparov could calculate. Now, in the King's Indian, if you're between moves 7 and 15, all engines say white's winning. They love white. Okay, now we're on move 20, engine says equal. That's weird because the engine always likes white. Now the engine doesn't like white anymore because white's getting mated. Okay, now he made the losing move here. He took on a8. He should have taken on g3, and the engine says it's equal. But probably black's better. Okay. Now, you see how the knight's hanging and how the bishop's hanging? You agree. So Kasparov played the move you would have played. What's the first engine move?
Knight h5.
Yeah, I wonder what Kasparov played. Yeah. He always plays the first engine move. He's mean. Notice how the queen goes to h4 and then mates you. That's not good if you're white. Okay, so now white's lost. Knight takes rook was the losing move. The attack is unstoppable. Okay. So the engine says king h1, and he played king h1. He's 2670. All right. And then g takes f2. Now the queen goes to g3 and h4 and knight g3 mate. Okay. So he took, and then what? And then what's the engine move?
It keeps switching.
Right, when it gets to the right one,
queen
well,
takes
let it get to the right one
okay.
first. Yeah, Kasparov's better than this engine. This engine's no good. It's a chess.com engine. Yeah. Actually, the lines transposed. They got the same number soon. Okay, he played knight g3 check. Okay, so if you take it, it's mate in 5. If you take the knight, black takes, and then plays queen h4 and mates him. So Van Whaley played king g1. And now he took the knight, and now surprisingly, black is ahead material. Because black took that bishop and took that knight for the rook. Okay. Bishop c4. Now this is one of the greatest attacking moves ever, because it looks like it's not an attacking move. And when I show it to you, you're going to look at me funny, like, what do you mean it's an attacking move? And you'd be like, you're crazy. Are you ready? Look at the engine's first move.
Let's see, a6.
Is that a good attacking move?
No.
Yeah. How come Kasparov always plays the engine move? Lucky? Yeah. a6. It is an attacking move. You know what the next move is? It's queen a7. And then he's got him on the diagonal. He's got him good. Okay. Then queen d3, queen a7. b5, takes. And now the last move of the game. This is why this game is famous, is because of this move. Remember, if you don't know, just look at the engine move, because Kasparov always plays the engine move.
Oh, that's true. Knight h1.
Yeah, is that how you would have done it? You got to play
no.
queen a8 and knight h1, so you got both corners. What's the evaluation? Not good for white, right? Yeah, he resigned. I like that a6, queen a7. He got him good. Yeah. So you have to play king takes knight, queen takes rook, and black's up a piece for nothing. So he resigned. Yeah. So that guy was like one of the best players in the world, and he was white, and he just gets crushed like he's a joke. Like he has nothing. Yeah. Horrible. Yeah.
Now, what year was the game?
Nobody knows. Oh, wait, I do.
You said I forgot.
Yeah. 1989.
Oh, yeah.
I guessed 88 because I'm, Yeah. Yeah, Kasparov's rating was really high. 89. How many years ago was that?
30.
Yeah. 2775, 30 years ago. That's like 3,500 now. Like, nobody had a high rating then. That guy was one of the top in the world, and his rating's horrible. But ratings were lower then. Yeah. When Spassky was like 6th in the world, he was 2595. They didn't have these crazy ratings like they do now. So, yeah. But Kasparov did, because he won all his games. So his rating went up. Yeah. Yeah, Kasparov was good, unlike you guys watching. Boo. Yeah, Knight H1's good. He got him in both corners. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, he always makes the engine move every move. And the reason is I've seen Kasparov calculate when he was good, and he sees 100 moves ahead every variation. That's what the engine does. Then he plays the engine move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah, there's something wrong with his brain. He sees real far ahead, like every move, every variation. He can't do that. Now he doesn't do that, so he hangs a piece every move and resigns.
So do you think that's just because he's so much older, or because he doesn't?
Yeah,
really
he's
play
he's
anymore?
old. He can't do it. Yeah. Yeah, he can't see anything. Horrible.
So you think it's
Anand is
only
the
age?
same, except Anand's not as old as Kasparov. Anand used to say variation A, B, C, D every move, 100 moves long. Now he plays and like resigns. Yeah. He like plays good, but he doesn't see anything. He plays good anyway, like Karpov. Karpov sees nothing, and he still beat Ifan in a match. How do you beat Ifan in a match? He doesn't see anything. What? Like, cause like Karpov sees one move ahead. He's like, all right, but he plays really good. So he plays good moves. Yeah. Gary Potzer, can you do Grunfeld opening as white? I mean, I could. Why rating's so inflated now? That's too complicated. Yeah. I agree with trying to learn. If you stream for 12 hours, you got to put it in H. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so more Kasparov games. Hooray, Kasparov. He's your favorite, right? Yeah. Yeah.
What time is it?
10:48. Yeah, we got time for one more game,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me think of a Kasparov game I like.
I'm just tired.
Man, I want to show a game he won black in a Sicilian. Thanks for the subscription, Brick Tall. It's like Bricktop. Okay, so Kasparov's black. So many great wins in the Sicilian, right? And then we'll make it the Sicilian ECO code, B80 to B99, right? You agree? You know the ECO codes. And then black 1. We'll make sure it was a good attacking game. So 20 to 30 moves. Right? How's that? Great, right? Look at all those search requirements I put in. Yeah. All right. And then some of them are annotated. Like this one. This looks I want one where they castle opposite sides. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is good. Okay, he's playing Michael Adams. All right, look at that rating, 2804. Good rating. This is in 2005. So very soon Kasparov was going to retire, but not yet. Okay, so 2005, and Kasparov's black against Michael Adams, and they have checkmating attacks. I wonder who won. Now, as you know, she doesn't know. Michael Adams versus Magnus Carlsen in the Olympiad about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Adams won.
Really?
Yeah, he was like in his 40s. He's beaten Magnus in his prime. All right, now we'll show you a real world champion how they do it.
What was that?
Unlimited rice pudding subscribed. Thank you. Now don't blink because Kasparov wins pretty fast all the time. He's black and a Sicilian. What kind of Sicilian?
I don't know.
Pizza. No, obviously Najdorf. It's Kasparov.
Always I don't.
Well, it's Kasparov, yeah. Okay. They put the dragon against Anand. This is the same. Remember when Kasparov beat Von Whaley and he played F3, Queen D2, and then pushed all his kingside pawns? Okay, he played Bishop E2, which normally indicates they're going to castle kingside. But no, he played Queen D2. Never play F3. He castled queenside. Dubious. It says he shows surprising courage. because he's playing Kasparov and Kasparov checkmates him. Reform bid. Is that like bridge? What? Okay. So Michael Adams decided to be as complicated as possible playing Kasparov. That was a good idea. Probably should have castled kingside. Okay, B4.
I'm all itchy.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the game's almost over. G4. Oh no, Kasparov's going to get in trouble. Okay, bishop E7, G5, knight D7. I mean, look at Kasparov's knights. Are you impressed? Okay, what did Michael Adams always do here? Always play.
King B1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the engine move, too. Kasparov played rook B8. See, the rook and king are lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the engine likes white, but that's because the engine doesn't know Kasparov's black. The engine doesn't know what it's up against. H5, that's the engine move. Castles. Okay. And here, the engine likes what Michael Adams did. G6. Now, G6 attacks black's king, but it also gives a square away. See when the pawn was on G5?
Yeah.
It was killing the bishop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's not killing the bishop, so bishop F6. That's good bishop, right? Okay. Now the engine wants to go here, confusing the audience. H6. But Michael Adams played rook DG1, which is okay. And then he played bishop A8. Do you know why he played bishop A8? Because it's the first engine move. No, because he opens up his rook. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now he made a blunder, losing the game. So these positions, nobody can play well except Kasparov and an engine. And Kasparov didn't play the engine, so he won, right?
Mm-hmm.
The engine plays bishop c4 and says it's about equal. Bishop c4 is a very strange move I would never consider. Well, bishop c4? What's that got to do with anything? Why would you put your bishop where the black queen can take it? What?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody would play that. He played bishop g5. Okay, terrible move. He was like, I'm going to make Kasparov look at me. And Kasparov said, no talking. Okay. Then Kasparov played the engine move. Bishop e5, saving his bishop. Check. And now he blundered, although he's already in trouble. The computer says black's already winning. Black's attack is better than white's. But he played knight b3, following my rule, always retreat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you hear the computer. I don't like that move. So when they castle opposite sides, Kasparov mates his opponent because he's mean. Knight takes c2. Why did Kasparov play knight takes c2? Because it's the engine move. No, because now the b3 knight's not defended.
No.
Right? He's unleashing the latent... Okay. So knight takes c5, obviously. Frankly. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Knight a3 check. You can't take the knight because it's pinned. Okay. King a2. Queen takes c5. So black's up a pawn, and black is attacking. And if he takes the knight on c2, on a3, then his c3 knight's hanging. See how the pawn is protecting the knight?
Yeah.
So if you take this, then you lose your knight. Okay. Instead, look at this combination. He plays knight a4. He says, I attack your queen, and then when I take your knight, you can't take my knight because it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where did Kasparov move his queen? It's a trick question.
Well, I guess he didn't.
Right. Watch this move. Don't fall out of your chair. You're against the wall here, so you can't. He played knight c2. And now if you play knight takes queen, I play rook takes b2, checkmate.
Okay, yeah.
Knight c2 is good. Yeah. Then look at the engine. Right?
Yeah.
These aren't like beginning players. He's always plus 10, plus 20. What? Never plus 10. Okay, now Adams is a good player, so he always plays king b1. Good job, right? Yeah. Queen a3. Does Kasparov have enough pieces attacking? Yeah. So white plays the obvious queen takes c2. And remember when I said, does he have enough pieces attacking?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Now he does. Yay, rook fc8. Notice the queen's defending the knight on a4. And it's defending b2 to stop mate. That's not good.
Yeah.
So you play queen d2. Queen takes a4. So black has an attack, and black's up a pawn, and white has no attack. And you see the numbers? Are you scared? I'll hold you. Tell the audience the number.
Well, black is 17.5.
Yeah. They can't make it to move 30 against Kasparov. You know why he lasted so long, Adams? He was white.
Oh.
That was a good joke. Yeah. Now, when I was showing the kids these games, I didn't show them this one. It looks like Kasparov's opponents are just terrible. Like they're beginners. Like this guy's number 5 in the world, number 8 in the world. They just lose all their pieces and get mated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when it's complicated and tactical, he sees further than them. When it's boring positional chess, somebody like Karpov plays better. But when it's calculation, then you need an engine. You need to cheat a little bit. These guys didn't cheat because engines were no good then. So they, terrible. Now engines are pretty good. So Kasparov got nothing. See how good he's attacking with everything? Yeah, do that. See? He's got all that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could show dozens of games from the 80s and 90s where Kasparov just tears guys to pieces. Like they have nothing. They got nothing. Plus 20, plus 30. And then they resign on move 20. And I can't show you any Carlsen games like that. My favorite Carlsen game in this ilk, right, was when Carlsen was no good. When Carlsen was like better than me, but not a lot better, but better. He played in Vikings, I want to say, and he sacked all his pieces and made it his opponent in a Carol Khan. That's like his greatest attacking game. And he was like, 2,600 FIDE or not even that. But I think a lot of it was prep. But he sacked all his pieces and mated him. It was great. It was like this, except like Carlsen does it once a year, and Kasparov did it every game. And so even though I don't personally like Kasparov, because I know him, if you knew Kasparov, you also wouldn't, he was really good, and then he wasn't. It's like Naka. Naka was pretty good, now he's not. But Kasparov was really good. Yeah. Now, let's see if Karen remembers what happened last week. Who did Naka get knocked out by in the Grand Prix? Who knocked him out?
I just know that you were happy that he was knocked out.
Yeah, we talked about it. He's old, so you like him.
Topolov?
Yeah.
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 I remember now.
Yeah. Old Topolov beating Naka. You know who Naka goes mano a mano with now? Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah. I don't play chess anymore. Naka was knocked out in a chess game. No, it was Topolov. No, if MVL beat Naka, that would just be normal. Yeah. All right, anyway, thanks for watching the stream. We looked at about 4 games. Yeah. My database says queen takes a4. Yeah. I don't know which he resigned in. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, Raj now totally agrees that Kasparov is much better than Carlsen. And by agrees, he does not agree. It's that he says it's the opposite. Yeah. But I'm higher rated, so I'm right. Yeah. Also, Fischer was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Gladwell obviously is just like a, what do you call him? Like a snake oil salesman. What do you call those guys? He's a trickster. Yeah. Yeah, he's not a real... See, guys like these guys who talk a lot, who are popular, like Tyson, Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you watch the Mike Tyson mysteries, you learn that he's Mike Tyson's brother. Even though it's not true, it's still funny in the cartoon. Mike Tyson doesn't talk to his brother, Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he's ashamed of him because he's a nerd. in the Mike Tyson mysteries. Like, your brother's Neil deGrasse. Yeah, I don't talk to him. He's a nerd. Anyway, Neil deGrasse Tyson's always going rawr, and then people are like, all right, he's the greatest genius ever. Then he was on a panel show.
He's pretty smart.
Right, with Bill Nye the Science Guy, right? And Neil deGrasse Tyson went, rawr. And then when he was done, Bill Nye said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And they all laughed. Yeah, because they're friends. Yeah. Yeah, Carl Sagan actually was smart. Yeah. I'm sure Neil deGrasse Tyson's smart, but he can't say he's smarter than Mike Tyson.
I don't know.
See, there you go. You really don't know. Should know. All right. Karen is about 22. Oh, how old is Karen? 29 was the first guess. 22 is the second. Definitely mid-20s.
Do they know how old I am?
They do?
Google it.
I said how old you are on this stream.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Carl Sagan had billions of brain cells. That's correct. Yeah, that's true. Bill Nye's not a total doofus. He's a silly guy. But, who's not a doofus? Not easy not being a doofus. Yeah. Also overrated was, what's his name?
I know who.
The guy in a wheelchair. He's
Hawkins.
also, yeah,
Hawking.
Hawking. He would make bets and lose them all because he's overrated. Yeah. Very suspicious. Also, he was faking all that stuff. All right. You know who isn't overrated is MC Hawking. Now that guy can rap. Yeah. Tyson was great when he was young. Yeah, young Mike Tyson was great. Then when he went to jail, then he was no good. Before he went to jail, he knocked everybody out in the first round. That was better. Yeah. MC Hawking. All right. Yeah. How old is Ben? Old. Hey, I'm going to be 50 soon, so you guys have to donate $50 million. Yay, Hikaru. They gave Hikaru a sub. Yay, Hikaru's a sub.
God.
Yay, thanks for the sub to Hikaru. He can't wait to watch the stream.
Yeah. Do you think he's ever been on the stream?
No. Yeah. How can we donate if we never know when you stream? When I stream, you donate. It tells you when I'm streaming. How do you not know when I stream when there's announcements on my Discord? What's wrong with you?
You can donate even when the stream's not
Yeah, you can donate when we're not here. That's right. I get this question a lot. Why don't you like Naka? And the answer is because I know him. So, yeah. So anyway, I'll be 50 in September 6th. So hooray for something. All right. So here's the question: in your professional opinion, tomorrow, as you know, she probably forgot.
Wait, I want to know about. Go ahead.
Tomorrow we're seeing the movie.
The Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Movie. Yeah.
That's at 8:30. Should I stream before the movie, after the movie, or not stream tomorrow?
I don't know, but I forgot to tell you, my dad might go with us. And I told him we already bought tickets.
I bought 3 tickets, and the tickets next to us are already taken.
I know.
I can probably switch.
He wouldn't commit, but.
Wouldn't commit. I mean, it's probably sold out now. Yeah, you can't. That's all sold out.
All right.
Those shows are sold out because it opens tomorrow.
But if he's a single ticket, he could maybe sneak in.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. But you have to sit in the front where you don't want to sit.
So you want to know, should you stream?
Yeah, should I stream before, after, or not stream tomorrow? Let's see what the gawking rabble say.
Well.
Invite Naka to the movie. Ooh, stream the movie.
Wait, I want to go back to. Was that true? Trying to learn? Does he really learn? I think he was joking.
Twitchy gifted a sub to Ginger GM. Ginger GM owes me 20 subs. He's gonna come.
I wish somebody would gift me a sub to Ben's channel.
He's gonna. Good job. I'm gonna ban Karen for saying that. He's gonna come on the stream at some point and give me 20 subs. Ginger GM, because he lost him to me in the match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a sub.
Yeah. Hey, I have a serious question to the people in the audience. The movie's at 8:30. Okay. So I saw Avengers Endgame, and I'm not giving the plot away because Avengers Endgame's been out for 7 weeks. So if you haven't seen it, you're not going to see it. Okay. And I asked my brother these questions because my brother's the world's leading authority, but I didn't like his answer. So I'm going to ask you guys. I asked him like 4 questions. He answered 3 of them correctly. The 4th one, I'm still vague. You guys paying attention? Okay. Yeah. Now in Avengers Endgame, they spend a lot of time making fun of other time travel movies, and then they explain, for example, if certain people die in the normal course of their life, you can't like go back in time and make them undie, you know. Except in the movie they did just that. Then they explained how in the movie that was different. They were like, this guy died, so that's it. But these other people who died will just go back and take care of it. Then they explained why, but I didn't believe that explanation. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, people die in the movie who are important, and they're like, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. And then when like billions of people die, they're like, yeah, we can take care of that. We'll fix that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Yeah. It's in the script. Yeah. It's called The Blip, Do You Even Science? Yeah. Fat Thor was pretty funny. Thor was like depressed. Now listen, Thor was depressed because everybody died. So he like just got fat. He just grew a long beard and was fat and just like did nothing. And they were like, come save the universe. He's like, I'm fat. Yeah.
The reason I started laughing, I know you're not going to remember this.
Yeah.
Do you remember the picture of the people in the hospital?
Yeah. I do remember. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
Frank
Yeah.
named one of them Thor.
Oh.
And when I turned and looked, and
Yeah, I know who you're talking about
and,
too.
exactly,
Yeah.
and he called him Fat Thor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I remember that. Black Widow's death was irreversible. No, but that was after Black Widow died. After they had this long discussion about how movies are stupid and only this movie makes sense. No. I'm not asking you to make sense of it. I'm asking you how the discussion in the movie made sense of it. Like the characters in the movie who are discussing why certain deaths are irreversible but certain ones aren't, they explained why that was. I didn't really get the explanation. Could somebody rehash what the characters think the explanation is? That's what I mean. Yeah. Captain Marvel ending made 0 sense to me. Yeah. All right. My brother knows a lot about the movies, more than you want to know. I'll bet on my brother against anybody, unfortunately. Anyway, my brother said they're going to make a Loki spinoff. They're going to make more movies because Loki in one of the realities escaped with a stone. So he's still alive somehow. They needed to reverse the stones effect by using the stones. What? It's like genie wishes and they wish to reverse the snap, not the others who died in other ways. No, but is that what they said or that's what you're saying? Because in the movie, they were trying to explain to the audience why things were like they were. Is that their explanation? Yeah. It wasn't supposed to make sense, just making fun of the silliness. They didn't like Black Widow. Now, Black Widow is Scarlett Johansson.
And Chica.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she doesn't seem to have any powers.
Yeah.
She's a superhero, but I don't know.
I
Like, does she comb her hair better than other people? Like, she doesn't do nothing.
I don't watch any of these.
Black
movies.
Widow, anybody can beat up Black Widow. Yeah. Also, my brother said something very funny. Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson, I said, well, at the end of the movie, what if she showed up to the fight when everybody else did instead of late? And he's like, well, then she would have killed him in like 1 second and the movie would have ended. So they had to make sure she showed up late. And I was like, oh. She's like, I'm busy on other planets fixing other planets. So I'll show up at some point. And my brother says she's too powerful for anybody. So what they have to do is make sure the bad guy gets the stones. Then it's a fair fight. He didn't have the stones, so she couldn't come fight him because she'd win too easily. Then the movie would end. So she had to show up late because she was busy. And I was like, okay. That at least doesn't make a lot of sense. It seems to me if a guy's going to destroy half the universe, that would supersede other things that she's doing on other planets. Seems to me. But she's like, I'll show up later. I'm tired and busy. They even yelled at her, why aren't you showing up? And she's like, I'm busy. They're like, all right.
I haven't seen it. Maybe she didn't understand the gravity. Of the
No, she
situation.
did, but she's very busy. There's thousands of other planets that need her, she said. And I was like, all right. Yeah. Supposedly, if she doesn't die, they can't. No. I understand the Black Widow thing. Black Widow has to die to get the stone. I'm not talking about that. Other people died too. And they're just like, yeah, that's too bad. There's a Loki TV show. Snap can undo the snap. Every other death is outside of that. All right. Bad contract negotiations, so some of the actors are dead forever. Yeah, they're not back in the next movie, so they're dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, everybody was in this movie, man. They use multiverses to explain it. Don't give me any of that. Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Everyone doesn't hate Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is pretty tough. Yeah. Yeah, she's way too strong. That's what my brother said. Said she just beats all, like, if it was like everybody in the universe, her, she'd win. So, like, this, I told that to you. I said, like, you watch the Super Friends, it's Superman, then these Jokers that don't matter, right?
Yeah.
Aquaman's like, I'll do it. And I'm like, well, Superman could do it quicker than you. Like, he could have done it while you were saying I'll do it. Like, well, right. Yeah, she showed up late because she's too good. So they didn't want her to win right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, she's not too good when the guy has the stones. Then that guy's tough. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I think I've only seen like 15 of the 24 movies. So, Captain Marvel had to pick up her dry cleaning. Yeah, it's harsh. On which planet? Yeah.
Now, how many movies are there really?
My brother said there's about 24
Really?
Marvel movies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he knows, he could name every movie, who's in every movie, the order, like he knows everything.
I wonder how many I've seen.
Just one?
Maybe one.
Yeah.
I think I saw one with the kids.
Yeah.
I fell
Other
asleep.
planet villains threaten to raise 51% of the population instead of 50. So that's more important. This is a joke. When do you analyze the next game? Probably tomorrow night. Why didn't they activate the pager when Thanos first invaded Earth? Yeah. Contract negotiations. Thanos is played by, the guy whose son and the father and Barbara Streisand.
Brolin?
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Brolin plays Thanos. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's funny because you're always rooting for Thanos and he's a bad guy, but you sort of like him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, go Thanos. Yeah. Now, here's another question I have. Vision? I think it's Vision. Who's the guy married to Jennifer Connelly? We talked
Paul
about...
Bettany.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Vision, so if it's not Vision, Vision's another superhero. Paul Bettany, in the first movie I saw him in of the Marvel movies, which doesn't mean it was the first one he was in. That's just the first one I saw. It was like 4 or 5 movies ago, maybe. I don't know. Paul Bettany, he's like picking up Thor's sword, and he's like, he's nobody can touch him. Then the next movie, they just kill him immediately, like he's nothing. Like he doesn't have any power. But Paul Bettany's like one of my favorite actors. He wasn't even in this movie. Because he's dead. He's not like fake dead, So I was mad about that. But his powers seem to go from like godlike to like nothing. Like the other one just beat him up and there's nothing. And I was like, what? Yeah. I want to see what they say about that. Karen's thinking Ben has the stones. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, by the way, you're sitting down, right? Rutger Hauer died today.
Wait, I don't even know who that is.
He's a great actor. Blade Runner. Yeah, he was 75.
Okay.
No Country for Old Thanos. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Vision died and nobody said anything. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Paul Bettany in some other movie died and they're like, oh, well, I guess we have a lot of superheroes. Who cares? And I was like, that's my favorite actor. Why is he dead? Yeah. So his girlfriend, wife, sister, I don't know. She like does stuff, and then like you're like on fire and stuff. She's really good. And then when she fights Thanos, she yells at Thanos first. She's like, "You're the worst. And I'm going to show you." And he's like, "Who are you?" And then she does this stuff, and he's like, "God, just stop killing me." I like that. He's like, "I don't know who you are." That was funny. First, she gave a long speech about how she hated him, and because I think that's why Paul Bettany's dead in previous movies, so she didn't like that. I didn't like it either, but nobody else seemed to mind. Like, yeah, Paul Bettany, who cares? Yeah. Vision will be back in another TV show. What? Hulk says he tried to bring Vision back. What? All right. Yeah, Rucker Hauer died today or yesterday. Yeah. John Goodman died on Roseanne. He did? I didn't know that. I watched Roseanne. I didn't know John Goodman died on Roseanne. Yeah.
I can't remember what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a very important stream. Something. I got nobody to raid. Right now, like Danny, Wrench, and Hess are playing the Chess Bros. Like, it's probably over. But yeah. They're playing
There's
some
nobody
match.
else on.
I mean, nobody that I know.
Let me look.
The Gawking Raid will be like, you should raid, Amaranth or something. I don't know, something stupid.
Wait, let me see
Yeah.
if anybody I like's on. Yeah.
He survived until he didn't. Oh.
Yeah. Well.
That's okay. Yeah.
it's-
He said I should raid String Dog. I've heard of String Dog. All right. So what is it? /raid string. I can't spell string. And I can't spell dog. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow, or I won't. Before the movie, or after the movie, or neither. Right? All right.
Yeah.
Karen's hungry, like Patrick Wolf. Say bye, Karen,
Bye.
and say goodnight,
See
Gracie.
you.